inside. The ball was thrown outside, incomplete past him. That brings up 2nd down and 10 now from the 30-yard line of the Vikings.
MGM working out the shotgun formation, 4 receivers set. Josh Williams, the running back, in the backfield with O'Shea here on 2nd down at the 30-yard line. Takes a snap, looking for Doss on the screen. Has a blocker from Walker. Trying to get around defenders, spins away and brought down for a loss on the play, and the Baker Hornet defense was all over that one.
Yeah, that was Michael Kidd. Tim, that was Michael Kidd, and also he was assisted on that play with the tackle by Quintrell Price as we take a quick look here at the starters for the Montgomery Vikings.
Colin O'Shea, a 3-year starter. Kareem White, an emerging star in this offense, only a sophomore for the big-time running back. Walker, Petway, Doss, and Sullivan, a viable unit, a lot of height, a lot of speed for that wide receiver core. Carlos Nettles, Thomas Deacle, the guards on the offensive line.
Tim, only a short gain on 2nd down, about a yard and a half is going to bring up 3rd down and about 8 yards coming up here for Cullen O'Shea.
A fake to Williams as O'Shea has pressure in his face immediately, and the Baker Hornets get him in the backfield for a huge sack.
Yeah, it looks like the Hornets are swarming early. Taking down Cullen O'Shea was Caleb Webb, who led the onslaught against Cullen O'Shea in the backfield as we take a quick look here at the Baker Hornet defensive starters.
Colin McCann's the reigning defensive end of the week in the Mobile area, coming up with a bunch of big plays for this defensive unit. We talked about Quintrell Price, the senior linebacker, transferring in from LaFleur in the previous season, switching from safety to linebacker for Danny Smith. As the Vikings come out here on 4th and about 14 to punt this one away. Duke's going to take it and kick it to McMillan all the way down to around the 30-yard line. He's going to pick it up, gets away from one defender, has blockers, creates an opening on the outside as he's chased up by the 50 and brought down in Viking territory at the 40, and flags go flying.
Jordan Johnson saved a potential run back for a touchdown by, I believe that was Trey McMillan, who was able to field that football on the bounce somewhere around his own 30-yard line, and we're going to have a flag here, and it's actually going to go against the Baker Hornets. So that penalty actually bails the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings out on that play as we get the call here from our referee, Jimbo Perez, which is a block in the back against the Baker Hornets. Probably the reason why Trey McMillan was able to get upfield so far. But I'm telling you, even after the penalty, Tim, excellent starting field position here on their first drive for the Baker Hornets, Tim, at their own 49-yard line.
Well, we know about McMillan's speed, but he was able to get help on that extra block as Bracey goes down in the backfield, tripped up after the initial contact, and he's going to take a loss of about 5 to 6 yards.
Yeah, beautiful job of shooting the gap and getting right in Darius Bracey's face was the big linebacker, Stephen Moon. Tim, right now he's a linebacker. He goes 5'11", 204 pounds. Nice job. About a 6-yard loss on that sack, Tim.
2nd and 16 from around the Baker 40. Bracey comes out of the shotgun, rolls out to his right looking for a target downfield, gets away from one defender and scrambles away back to the left side, has blockers as he shoots back to the right now, and tackled from behind after Bracey was all over the place.
Wow, Caleb Smith finally brought down the playmaker. From the quarterback position for the Baker Hornets, Darius Bracey able to pick up huge yards, Tim, on 2nd down, making it now 3rd and manageable as we take a look at the offensive starters for Baker.
Bracey in his first official full year as a quarterback, converting over from running back last season. We know about the speed of Trey McMillan for many years. Drayton Law, Melvin Hill, key offensive weapons at the wide receiver position.
13-yard pickup, Tim, by Darius Bracey. 3rd down and 3.
And that play is going to go nowhere, bringing up quickly 4th down as McMillan was stopped immediately.
Yeah, looks like that Cameron Johnson was able to get into the offensive backfield, Tim, as we take a quick look here at the Mary G. Montgomery defensive starters.
Speaking of Johnson, a leader as only a sophomore on Brian Seymour's unit, along with Stephen Moon, Braston Simmons, a key fixture in this defense for many seasons for the Vikings at cornerback. A fake on the punt, and Baker's going to have a 1st down and then some as they bring it up the sidelines around the 20, breaks away from one tackle, and finally brought down inside the 10-yard line, and Danny Smith starts off with some trickery.
Yeah, that was Fernando Billups, Tim, on the misdirection play in the backfield on the fake punt, and that just totally changes the whole complexion of field position now for the Baker Hornets, moving the football all the way down from around about the 43-yard line, Tim, all the way down deep into the Viking red zone. Ball sits on the 9-yard line for the Baker Hornets, 1st and goal.
Bracey and the Baker Hornet offense in the red zone for the first time tonight. McMillan, the running back in the backfield, is going to get a carry here on 1st down, gets out to the right side and brought down from behind on the play. A gain of about 5 yards, setting up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Caleb Smith back in for his 2nd stop of the night, Tim, as we take a quick look here. Now, they actually sent a guy in motion through the backfield, and the direct snap came straight to, again, that was Fernando Billups, who found a huge hole on the left side, Tim, able to get all the way down inside the 9 or inside the 10-yard line down to the 9, Tim, 2nd down and goal, as we, I believe, have a flag on the play.
A little bit of a jump in the trenches right there, and we're going to hear from Jimbo Perez on what happened.
Well, he called an official's timeout, and as you see here, our officials tonight, Jimbo Perez is our referee. He's joined by Aiden Thomas, Eddie Carr, Dick Clark, not that Dick Clark, Tim, Mike Rembert, Jason Clabo, and Brian Alfred round out the officiating crew tonight.
Looks like they're getting an adjustment.
I believe to the clock.
With the clock on the play.
Now, it shows 7:17 remaining in the first quarter. Well, actually, I think they've already adjusted it. They're asking that now they ask for the play clock to be reset. So the play clock has been reset to 25 seconds. To reset where we are, Tim, is 2nd down and goal for the Baker Hornets. The ball currently sits on the 6-yard line of the Vikings, Tim.
Keep an eye on big 6'4" Drayton Law line up in the slot, but they're going to hand off on the play, and into the end zone is Trey McMillan for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a 6-yard touchdown scamper into the end zone for Trey McMillan, making it look simple over there on the left side. Nice job by the offensive line to open up a nice, huge hole on the left side of the formation. Trey McMillan gets in, 6-yard touchdown. Baker takes an early lead.
The Hornets were able to capitalize off of that fake punt to get them into the red zone initially, and then it was the rushing attack of McMillan that capitalized on their opening drive as they tack on the extra point, and the Baker Hornets strike first with a 7-0 lead here in first quarter action.
Well, hey, we knew that this game was probably going to be high scoring, okay? So for the Hornets to come out and score on their first drive, to be honest with you, I'm not overly surprised. They have a high-octane offense with Darius Bracey and Trey McMillan. It is up to this Mary G. Montgomery Viking defense, Tim, to stop these guys from scoring.
Let's head down to the field with Al Whedon.
Hey, guys, had a chance to talk to both coaches before the game. Coach Brian Seymour told me tonight they've got to tackle in space. They didn't get Trey McMillan right there, but they've got to improve on that. Also, execute on offense and do not allow the explosive play. We just saw one, the fake punt that Baker did. Now, across the field, Coach Danny Smith said for the Hornets, they need to win the line of scrimmage, also put the ball in the playmaker's hand. We've seen that, and win the turnover battle. Before I go, I asked Coach Danny Smith, Coach Seymour has a lot of trick plays. Lo and behold, the Baker Hornets just ran one, guys.
Well, that was a play that certainly wasn't meant to be a trick, but didn't go the right way on that one. A toss-back attempt on that kickoff return, and the Baker special teams unit was all over it. As we take a look right here, it looked like they were trying to toss back to get some extra room on the play, and Drayton Law and company were all over it as the Hornets are once again in the red zone.
Well, Tim, Halloween is until Monday, correct?
I'm pretty sure.
Now, that trick play was supposed to produce a treat, but it almost produced straight-up disaster. I hope to God they never try that again. That was just not a good idea, as we have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that's going to be dropped on the Baker Hornets. So that's going to add 15 yards to the end of run, Tim, as we take a quick look at some scores.
Murphy capturing a victory 28-14 over Viger on Thursday Night Football. Spanish Ford over LaFleur 25-6 at Pritchard Stadium Saraland locking up a playoff spot, defeating BC Rain. Citronelle already a playoff team, defeating Washington County 37-33. And Theodore strikes first against Foley 7-0. Davidson on top of Bryant 7-0 in the first quarter. So we talked about the scenarios coming in to tonight's matchup. If you're the Murphy Panthers, you're rooting for the Baker Hornets and the Theodore Bobcats, and right now, looking pretty good.
Tim, the 15-yard penalty at the end of the kickoff return pushes the ball up to the 29-yard line of the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings, and that's where Cullen O'Shea and company take over on offense.
After that scary kickoff return, the Vikings do have possession. They start off handing off to Williams as he's trying to dance around the left side, and a swarm of Hornets are there to meet him.
Yeah, the first one in on the tackle was Jonathan, I believe. Wow, I think his last name is Zenier, I believe. That is a unusual spelling for a last name, Exinor.
Ziner, maybe?
I think it's Ziner. I think you're right. I think it might be Ziner.
The Vikings working out of the pistol formation. Williams and O'Shea in the backfield. Sullivan line up in the slot as O'Shea's going to roll that way. Has Williams to pitch, keeps it himself, and straight up the middle near that first down marker is going to come up just shy, and a flag comes flying after there was a little bit of a scuffle there.
Yeah, Aries Lawson made the stop, Tim, and more than likely that is going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that's going to be called at the end of the play, something that's completely uncalled for, unnecessary. And if this is our second personal foul penalty, if this continues, don't be surprised. I've seen Jimbo Perez do this before with football teams, Tim. If things start to get a little chippy, he will call guys to the middle of the field and tell them to knock it off as we get the call here. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Actually, that one is against the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. And so it's going to push the football all the way back inside the 25-yard line.
Well, last time we were here, we saw a lot of scuffles between the Vikings and the Davidson Warriors at the time.
Yes.
Another rivalry matchup here in Sims.
And if I remember correctly, I believe Jimbo Perez and his officiating crew were the officials for that ball game. So, Tim, trust and believe, if this continues, he will have some words with these guys to tell them to knock it off. We are calling this stuff.
We can work it out, right?
Yeah. Can we all just get along?
1st and 10 now after that penalty. O'Shea comes out. Hands off to Williams, trying to dance around the right side. Gets a block from Doss and pushed out of bounds on the play after a gain of about 6 yards.
Yeah, good job of running that time from the tailback position was Joshua Williams. And Joshua Williams in the ball game, it kind of makes me wonder where in the heck is Kareem White? We haven't seen him yet from that tailback position. Still early in the ball game. But so far, Williams is doing a nice job.
2nd and 6 now, 5 minutes, 40 seconds and counting here in first quarter action. The Vikings down 7-0, driving from the 30-yard line. Second down as Williams gets another carry, trying to push his way forward up the middle. Is going to come up shy of the first down marker at the 35.
Yeah, Jonathan Ziner made the stop, but half of that tackle goes to Aries Lawson, who forced the running back from the outside, Tim, back into the inside where Ziner was waiting to eat him up. Picked up positive yards on the play, Tim. It's now 3rd down and about 2, a long 1.5 coming up here for Baker. They need to convert, Tim, to continue this drive.
3rd and inches, and the Hornets are bringing pressure as Williams gets another carry and gets enough for the first down, a gain of about 3 yards on the play. Quintrell Price and company was coming on that play.
Yeah, Fred, I believe that was Tyler Field that got his face mask in on that play. First down for the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings as we take a look at the crowd, see some of our fans enjoying tonight's game.
We've got a packed house. I mean, it is a great thing to see here at Mary G. Montgomery High School. Both sides, Baker and MGM, just packing it out. You got a pink out happening over on the Baker side, a blackout over here on the MGM side. That's a great thing to see for this community. First down now, another carry on the play, and there is Kareem White with his first carry on the night.
Actually, Tim, that was actually Joshua Martin.
Josh Martin on the play. As new scores come in,
Whoa.
the Theodore Bobcats extend their lead now 14-0 in first quarter action against the Foley Lions. We're going to be keeping a close eye on that matchup because depending on what happens here, that game's going to come into play. 2nd and 11 after a loss on the play. 3 receiver set split out to the left. O'Shea working out of the pistol. Rolling to the left side, looking downfield, throws a strike and makes a connection to Doss as he gets out of bounds right near midfield for a first down.
Yeah, and that is going to be a first down. Nice job by Orlando Doss of making his way, working his way back to his quarterback, giving him a nice big target over on the far side, Tim. Picked up just enough yardage to pick up a first down. Ball sits now on the 50-yard line. First down and 10 for the Vikings.
Clock stops at 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. MGM trying to be very methodical on this drive, working their way downfield after what was almost a dangerous kickoff return. Doss in motion over to the right side. O'Shea takes a snap, looks that way, dumps it off to Doss. Single man coverage, stiff arms the defender as he gets out of bounds after a gain of 6 yards, and 2 flags go flying after the late hit.
Yeah, that's going to be a personal foul penalty on Aries Lawson, Tim, number 44, for the Baker Hornets. Just a little bit of a little too much going on with him as we watch here. Orlando Doss, stiff arm, gets enough separation to get upfield to get a first down, but Aries Lawson did not give up on the play even after they were well out of bounds, Tim. So tack another 15 yards onto the end of the run by Orlando Doss on that pass out into the flat, and that pushes the ball all the way down to the 29-yard line of the Baker Hornets.
We've seen a lot of Orlando Doss over the last 2 seasons. I tell you what, he's never been shy of showing some personality on the field.
And I like that. I want to see some fight out of these guys.
Fresh set of downs after that penalty puts the Vikings in Baker territory around the 30-yard line. O'Shea looking to the sidelines for the adjustment. But they're going to blow this one dead.
Did we get a timeout? I'm not sure.
Maybe an official timeout over there. Oh, we got a second.
I think it may have been, Tim. I think this is official's timeout. I think they may have I think it has something to do with the chain crew over on the far side. The chain crew is on the far side on the Baker High School side of the field. Maybe there's a knot in the chain. Maybe there's a frayed knot in the chain. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Tim. We got an awful joke told to us earlier by our producer, Quentin Howard, and I just had to kind of work it into the broadcast just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit.
3 minutes and 49 seconds here in first quarter action.
Situated. First down, Vikings.
As they get the adjustment over on the Baker sideline. If you're just now joining us, Baker was able to strike first with a Trey McMillan rushing touchdown to take a 7-0 lead. MGM looking to answer back here on their second drive of the night. Williams getting the carry and shoved out of bounds on the play, a gain of about 3 yards.
You know, Williams is a different. Christian Harrell forced him out of bounds on the near side, Tim. Joshua Williams is a much different running back than we're used to seeing when we've seen Kareem White as we take a look here. Now, he's not much of a run between the tackles type of back, Tim. He's a bounce it to the outside back. I would really like to see him stay patient with the ball, get that initial read, and when that hole opens, hit that darn thing with that speed instead of looking to always bounce the ball to the outside.
Sullivan in motion coming in as an extra blocker. 2 receivers out to the left, looking for one-on-one coverage with Doss on the outside. And he has a connection.
Wow.
The Vikings answer back with a 35-yard pass on the play from O'Shea to Orlando Doss.
Are you serious, Tim? He was covered up beautifully by the defender. As we take a look here, Cullen O'Shea wants to go to Doss the entire way, throws up a beautiful, look at that. That is blanket coverage, Tim, being applied over there by Michael Quinley. I'm sorry, not Michael Quinley, over there by Michael Kidd, and Orlando Doss was able to corral that pass. It was actually a perfect pass that time by Cullen O'Shea. One of the better passes I've seen him throw since I've been doing these broadcasts for Mary G. Montgomery. Beautiful job, Tim. That pass play covered 29 yards.
A flag is out on the play near the Baker sidelines. The officials are talking this one over. MGM signaling that it's going to be on Baker.
That was a big drive, Tim. That was a big drive for the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings. They have to keep pace in this ball game. We already know how explosive Baker can be with the football. So it was very important, especially with some of the things that happened in that drive. We had a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties and things like that to keep the drive extended. So you have to make the other team pay when they make mistakes like that, and that's exactly what O'Shea and Doss did on that 29-yard touchdown pass.
Well, it looks like MGM's looking to make Baker pay on this one as they bring in a whole new arsenal of players on a 2-point conversion attempt after that penalty. O'Shea under center, hands off on the play, and into the end zone. MGM gets the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, they give the ball to the linebacker, Stephen Moon. Out of the backfield, Tim. 2-point conversion is good.
The Vikings take the lead 8-7. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McKay, Al Whedon bringing you tonight 7A Region 1 rivalry matchup in the Battle of West Mobile between the Baker Hornets and the MGM Vikings. The Vikings capitalizing on a 2-point conversion from Stephen Moon on the play to give them an 8-7 lead as the Vikings answered back on their second drive of the night. Baker getting the ball all the way near the 40-yard line on a squib kick return to start things off on their second drive.
Tim, in big games, big-time players make big-time plays. Orlando Doss, who is one of the highlight players, as we take a quick look here at scores, Theodore Steele holding a 14-0 lead over Foley. That game is now in the second quarter.
That's a fast start for them.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But as far as Doss goes, we know how good of a receiver is, and also the Vikings know how important this game is, Tim. I'm telling you, big-time players show up in big-time situations.
Bracy tosses out to a big-time player, and Trey McMillan, as he switches sides, chooses the right and gets out of bounds as he's hit, crossing the 40, but he's going to get a gain of about 4 yards on the play. The clock continuing to roll here, 3 minutes and 12 seconds and counting here in first quarter action. The Hornets are down 7-8.
Yeah, speaking of being down, Tim, that tackle was a little ugly that time. Jonah Newbill went down low on Trey McMillan. Good to see Trey McMillan able to bounce back up and get back into the offensive formation and avoid injury on that tackle.
McMillan goes in motion. Bracy, a quarterback keeper on this one, and right up the middle, he's met by DeCameron Johnson and company. But a flag comes out in the backfield, and that's going to be on Baker.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was illegal motion or maybe an illegal formation that time on the Baker Hornets. I'm sure the home Vikings are going to take this penalty. Illegal shift. Well, they're going to decline it. Never mind. So it's an illegal shift called against the Baker Hornets. Penalty decline. They will take the play, which also means they took the down, Tim. So now it's going to bring up third down and about 7 here for the Baker Hornets. Ball sits on the 40-yard line of Baker.
Bracy comes out on third down, pressure all over, fires downfield, and a broken up play. He was looking for Law and Hill in the same area, and Braston Simmons is able to knock it away at the last second.
Somebody ran the wrong route. I don't know who it was, but both receivers had separation on their defensive back. As we look here, Bracy throws it down the middle of the field, and 2 receivers converge on the pass, knock it away from each other. That was going to be a huge gain on the play, but as it goes, it's an incomplete pass, Tim. So now fourth down and about 7, 2:25 remaining in the first quarter.
Last time the Baker Hornets capitalized off of a fake punt. No fake here as they punt this one, a high skyrocketing punt to Orlando Doss, who waves it off inside the 15-yard line. Drayton Law was right there in his face.
2:18 lifting over.
And the senior makes a smart move right there.
Yeah, he was in a big-time backpedal, Tim. I was kind of scared for him that he was going to
He waited a little bit. He was tempting.
Yeah, I was thinking instead of fair catching it, just let that thing hit and roll. But as it goes, he's able to save field position for his offense, Tim. So the ball sits on the 15-yard line of the Vikings. First down and 10 to go, Tim. 2:18 remaining in the first quarter.
The Vikings looking to capitalize off of their last drive, a 35-yard strike from O'Shea to Doss, and then following up with a 2-point conversion from linebacker Stephen Moon, playing some running back tonight, and the Vikings have an 8-7 lead, and they are in the driver's seat right now for that final 7A Region 1 playoff spot.
Tim, still no Kareem White in the backfield right now.
A lot of speed starting off with Williams right up the middle, running through tacklers, and he has enough for a fresh set of downs right around the 27.
Now that's what I want to see from Williams. I want to see Williams not afraid to run between the tackles, because so far his offensive line has done a really good job of opening up rushing lanes if he would just go ahead and hit them instead of bouncing the ball outside. As we take a look here, huge hole right there from the offensive line.
They come out here on second down, another rushing play, but this time the Hornets are all over it as the Vikings push forward for about a gain of 3 yards as they cross the 30.
Josh Williams from the tailback position, and just as we say that, Tim, guess who checks into the ball game, into the offensive backfield?
Who could it be?
It's Kareem White.
Going from a little bit of lightning to thunder. Handoff for White, the first of the night, as Price and company drag him back, but not until he gets a gain of about 3 yards. Right up to about the 35-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 2 now for MGM with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining here in the quarter.
Completely different type of runner from Joshua Williams. He's not an east and west runner, Tim. Purely north and south type of guy.
White, 5'9", 205 pounds, only a sophomore. You got to think he's going to grow into being the focal point of this offense. 3rd and short now, another carry for White. Big hole up the middle, and he's got a first down as they cross the 40. And we are under a minute remaining here in first quarter action. MGM looking to tack on more points to their 8-7 lead, but he got a key block from one of his big offensive linemen. If you catch number 77 down there, Corbin Sims, 6'4", get this, 345 pounds.
Quintrell Price made that last stop, Tim. We're down to around 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
A little bit of a jump right there on defense, and that's going to cost the Hornets 5 yards.
Yeah, Tim, that's going to be Ozzie Quinney that jumped into the neutral zone. That stops the clock with 36.4 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and that's going to be 5 yards the easy way. So instead of 1st and 10, that's going to be 1st and 5. For the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings, ball sits on their own 48-yard line.
Coming out here, 1st down and 5 around midfield. Williams, the running back, as we tick under 30 seconds here in first quarter action. 3 receivers set. Another carry for Williams up the middle. He dives forward, and he might have enough for a first down.
I tell you one thing, almost a mishap right there on the exchange from O'Shea to Williams. Williams able to get the football, Tim, and surge upfield across midfield over into plus territory, Tim, to the 47-yard line as we're down to close now to about 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. That may have been our last play of the quarter.
Sullivan quickly into motion out to the right side. They're trying to figure out what to do here as we tick under 5 seconds, and it looks like they're just going to let it roll as we roll into second quarter action. The Vikings are on top 8-7. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
As Alabama's first and largest school system, Mobile County Public Schools prides itself on the high quality of education we provide our students.
We have been successful over the years in raising our graduation rates
and have been recognized nationally for closing achievement gaps.
We believe that our primary focus is to educate all students to become productive citizens.
This is our commitment to them and to you.
Welcome into second quarter action, the Mobile County Public School High School football game of the week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you tonight's matchup between the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings and the Baker Hornets. And the Vikings find themselves up 8-7 after a 35-yard strike from Cullen O'Shea to Orlando Doss, followed up with a two-point conversion attempt from converted linebacker Stephen Moon on the play. Let's head down to the field with my man, Al Whedon.
Hey, Tim, the connections run deep here with the Battle of West Mobile. We're going to take you back to September 25th, 1998. The game was played right here at E.S. Grider Field. Baker entered that night on a 33-game losing skid. Under former head coach Wade Whitney, they pull off the victory, 45-14. The Hornets fans get so excited, they storm the field, even attempting to tear down the goalpost. Later, Coach Wade Whitney ironically becomes Principal Wade Whitney at MGM. The connections run deep in the Battle of West Mobile.
It's a huge community rivalry, and that's what high school football is built around.
Now, what year did he took us back to? Was it 1972?
Back when music was good.
Well, yeah, and I was 1, and you weren't even thought of.
I wasn't really thought of at the time. I'm just going to say 88 was a great year. It was August.
Oh, my gosh, man. What a great time. What a great time.
O'Shea comes out looking, long fires, looking for Doss, overshoots and intercepted by Baker in the 20. Looking for blocks and bringing it up the left side. And shoved out of bounds into Viking territory. Flipping fields was Cole Jones on the interception. Excuse me. Aries Lawson on the play.
I'm not really sure what happened on that pass play from Cullen O'Shea. Now, he had 2 receivers in the area. He had one receiver shallow and another one deep, and the ball just fell right in between them. Now, he had Doss underneath, and he also had Lewis Petaway over the top. It was too far downfield for Doss, and it wasn't far enough downfield for Petaway to make a play on the football. Aries Lawson in the right place at the right time, Tim, makes the interception and comes back with a huge return on the play as Darius Bracey takes the quarterback keeper, Tim, right up the middle.
Bracey's going to get 6 yards on the opening play after that big-time interception coming from Aries Lawson, setting up a 2nd and 4 now in Viking territory. Less than 12 minutes before halftime, the Hornets are down 7-8 in this rivalry matchup.
And it's more than just the interception, Tim. It's the big return on the interception for the Baker Hornets.
A handoff to McMillan as Moon just met Bracey in the backfield. Lucky he made contact when he did. Theodore on top of Foley, 14-7 now. Davidson has a 14-0 lead over Bryant in first quarter action. Mobile Christian strikes first over Williamson, 7-0, already in second quarter action.
Tim, this is the money down right here for the Mary G. Montgomery defense. If they can stop him here and force a punt, that would be huge.
3rd and short, McMillan up the middle, fighting forward, and it looks like the second effort gets a first down.
Yeah, he needed to get the 31 to get a first down. Looks like he got to the 30, maybe close to the 29. So the officials have already signaled him first down. So it will be Baker, 1st and 10, ball sitting on the Viking 30-yard line. 10:38 remaining in the first half.
It's been run, and run some more for the Baker buzzing backfield between Darius Bracey and Trey McMillan. Fresh set of downs, back to McMillan, and shot out of a cannon, rolling through defenders all the way up to around the 20-yard line. A little bit of a scuffle at the end, but nonetheless, McMillan getting 9 yards on the first down play.
Is she reading? Is she actually at a football game? There's no reading in football. There's no reading in football.
That's not a playbook.
Where's her mom? She knows better. Mom, can I take my book to the game? No.
2nd and short now. Bracey, the quarterback keeper, fighting his way forward. It's going to come up close. We might be looking at 3rd and short here, and we are.
Yeah, same thing that we had the previous set of downs, Tim, 9:52. Clock ticking here in the second quarter. Again, bend but don't break needs to be the mentality for the Vikings. If they can somehow hold Baker to a field goal attempt, Tim, that would be huge for the defense.
Another quarterback push on this one, and Bracey has enough as he continues to spin his way forward for a yard, but that's going to be enough to get him inside the 20-yard line and a fresh set of downs with 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the half.
Yeah, just a smart play call from the offensive staff of the Baker Hornets, Tim. I never understand why, if you need to pick up 1 yard, why do you hand the ball off 7 yards away from where you're trying to get to? Just let your quarterback lean in behind his big offensive line and pick up the yards to go.
Bracey comes out, dumps off to Law. Stiff arms one defender, gets away from another one as 3 have to come in and wrestle him down shy of the first down marker, and Law has him at the 10-yard line.
Boy, Drayton Law is a big, long target, Tim. 6'4", 198 pounds. Now, I don't know where he's gonna be recruited to go play, but once they get him on campus and get another 15 pounds of muscle and mass on him, he is gonna be an imposing figure from the wide receiver position.
Drayton Law currently committed to Troy right now. A handoff to McMillan up the middle, and McMillan's second touchdown of the night gets the Hornets the lead back.
Tim, I believe that was a 6-yard run, another 6-yard run into the end zone for Trey McMillan. That is his second score of the night, and that extends now the Baker Hornets into the lead. Actually, it was a little bit longer than 6 yards, Tim. I think that touchdown run was closer to 8 yards for Trey McMillan, but as it goes, that pushes our score now. I believe, Tim, that is going to be 13-8 Baker.
8 minutes, 48 seconds remaining as Baker tacks on the point after. Extending their lead 14-8. The Baker Hornets take the lead. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
The class of 2015 earned over $97 million in scholarships, and the class of 2016 is already on its way.
Jackson State University.
Alabama.
Troy University.
Because 1 out of every 3 MCPSS students goes on to college with at least 1 scholarship in hand.
Go Blazers.
Southern Miss to the top.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Badgers. Go Jags.
Graduating students who are college and career ready.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Baker booming this one away after that second Trey McMillan touchdown on the night gets them the lead 14-8 with 8 minutes and 43 seconds remaining here in the half.
Boy, oh boy, that was one of those drives by the Baker Hornets where they pretty much said, this is what we're going to do. It's up to you to stop us. There was only one pass attempt, and that was the one pass attempt inside the red zone. I believe that was to Drayton Law that got him inside the 10-yard line. But before and after that, Tim, it was just all downhill running from either Bracey or McMillan. That was just a gut check type of a drive that time for the Baker Hornets.
It's been a battle in the trenches all first half so far as the Vikings come out. A handoff to Williams up the middle, and the speedster of their own nets about 7 yards on first down.
Yeah, Colin McCants was able to get him around the ankles, but boy, if Colin had not have made that tackle, it's a possibility Joshua Williams is still running right now. Nice job by the young man. Tim picks up 8 yards on first down, second down and about 2. Ball sits on the 46-yard line.
O'Shea comes out, 4 receiver set, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. It's going to be a rush by Williams as he spins away from defenders, but he's going backwards, and a huge tackle in the backfield for the Hornet defense.
Yeah, Ozzie Quinney finishes off the play, Tim, as we take a quick look at the first-round playoff scenario for 5A region.
The Viger Wolves capitalizing a top 5A Region 1 will face Booker T. Washington next week. Charles Henderson travels to St. Paul's here in Mobile. Jackson on the road against Eufaula, and the Citronelle Wildcats making the playoffs for the first time in the Rusty Funk era, going on the road against Carroll Ozark on next Friday night.
Tim, that Joshua Williams run lost about 10 yards, so instead of it being somewhere around about 3rd down and 3, it's going to be 3rd down and about 13, but we're going to have a timeout first taken by the Baker Hornets.
Taking a look over at 6A Region 1 playoff scenarios, the Blunt Leopards rolling to first place. They're going to be hosting Dothan next week. Garver Montgomery coming to Spanish Ford after the Toros were able to defeat the LaFleur Rattlers on Thursday Night Football. Daphne traveling to Sidney Lanier next week, and Saraland capturing the final spot after their big victory against the BC Reign Red Raiders last night. They will travel to Park Crossing.
You know, congratulations to all of our teams from this area, Tim, that have been able to make it to the playoffs for the first round.
But the big question that remains tonight in 7A Region 1, you know about McGill-Tulane atop 7A Region 1, the defending state champions hosting Jeff Davis here in Mobile next week. The Davidson Warriors hosting the Auburn High School Tigers at Ladd-Beeble Stadium next Friday night. And all eyes are on this game right here in the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. MGM Baker, the Vikings are in the driver's seat for that last playoff spot. They can go as high as the number 3 seed, but the Baker Hornets are looking to do something about it. And right now in this scenario, the Theodore Bobcats beating the Foley Lions in the first half 14-7 last time we checked in. Right now, with Baker and Theodore both winning, it's boding well for Rick Cawley's Murphy Panthers.
Tim, before we can get this play underway, we have another stoppage in play, as we're going to get a timeout, this time being taken by the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings. Tim, as we look, that score currently stands 14-7, Bobcats over the Foley Lions. They're still in the second quarter.
So the interesting scenario that has to happen in 7A Region 1, MGM either needs to win this game right here against Baker, or they need the Foley Lions to start beating the Theodore Bobcats. But the only other team that could get into those top 4 spots would be the Murphy Panthers, who are sitting at home. They defeated the Viger Wolves last night on Thursday Night Football with Al Whedon and Corey LaBounty. They're hoping that the Baker Hornets capture the win here in Sims, and the Theodore Bobcats over in Theodore over the Foley Lions. But right now, Colin O'Shea and the MGM Vikings in the driver's seat for that last playoff spot, as high as the number 3 seed in 7A Region 1, are facing 3rd down and 12 now inside their own 40-yard line with 7 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in second quarter action, down 14-8.
You know, I've heard the term before, Tim. You know, I'll tell you right after this play.
O'Shea comes out, fires for Petway on the outside, and makes a connection in double coverage.
Nice job.
Pushed out of bounds and flipping field to the Vikings on 3rd down, getting a first down and then some, and they are in Hornet territory.
Yeah, a lot of air onto that pass play that time for Cullen O'Shea. Over here on the near side, completing the pass to Lewis Petaway, who did not get great separation from the corner, but just awesome placement on the football that time by Cullen O'Shea. And, Tim, as we talked about those playoff scenarios, you hear a lot of times people say control your own destiny, which actually is an oxymoron because it's destiny and it really can't be controlled. But tonight, Baker actually can control their own destiny as Cullen O'Shea delivers a strike to Orlando Doss. All Baker has to do, all Mary G. Montgomery has to do, Tim, just win.
Just win, baby?
Just hey, in the words of Al Davis, just win, baby. Just win, baby. That's all.
Doss with a 8-yard reception on first down. It's going to set up second and short. The senior-to-senior connection as the Vikings are inching closer to Baker red zone territory. The clock ticking down, 6 minutes, 30 seconds here, and second quarter action, 2nd down and 2. O'Shea lines up in the shotgun with Williams in the backfield. 4 receiver set, 2 split out to each side. High snap, hand off to Williams, over to the left side, and ripped down on the play, but not until MGM picks up another fresh set of downs at the 20.
Yeah, Tyler Field with the tackle, and Joshua Williams continues to look really good from that tailback position, but he's going to go to the sideline, Tim, and catch a blow as, well, I saw the number, but I don't see the name on my roster. We have a new tailback onto the field.
Ray White enters the game now for the Vikings at the running back position. Dawson Pedway atop your screen. Split out with Sullivan. 3 receivers out to the right now. White, the running back, in the backfield. And they're going to blow this one dead.
Now, this is either going to be a legal procedure or an offsides. I believe this probably is going to go against the Vikings, Tim, I believe. As we get the call here from Jimbo Perez. Was looking over to the Mary G. Montgomery sideline.
He's got this.
Yeah. Well, do your thing, Jimbo.
We've got a jam-packed halftime show coming up for you, including the Gulf Coast Federal Credit Union Scholar student-athlete. Talk about students that are making plays on and off the field, especially in the classroom.
Yep, that is very, very important because a lot of these students, Tim, they aren't going to be able to go on and possibly do anything after this, as far as their athletic career, but they've got to have something to fall back on. So always education is the number one thing, Tim.
Hey, now there's always intramural championships. I got a couple of T-shirts that say that,
What do they say?
Intramural champion.
Up a little bit, still first
And what
down.
what have you been able to do with that? I mean, is there like a trophy that comes with that? Is there like cash? Is there like fame and fortune? I mean, what comes along with that?
Well, you get a nice T-shirt.
Well, what can I do with a T-shirt, Tim? Besides put it on and go work in the yard.
There you go. Hello, Saturdays. Yard work and football. O'Shea rolls out to the right, pressure in his face. Whoa, and has to make an acrobatic catch on the play is Lewis Pedway, and they are inside the 10-yard line. A one-handed grab adjustment from the transfer receiver. Pedway gets his team inside the 10-yard line. What a play.
Now, there was a flag on the play, and I'm not sure if it happened at the end of the play or during it, and I believe it's going to be a face mask penalty as we take a look here. Cullen O'Shea works out to the right side, finds his wide receiver. Look at that catch. Nice job of concentrating on the football from Lewis Pedway, and I believe right there at the
face
end.
mask. The play makes the line to gain, first down.
So they're going to give him half the distance to the goal, Tim, after that penalty. So that puts the ball inside the 5-yard line, right around about the 3. 5.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Vikings are threatening.
Interesting personnel package to Cameron Johnson and Stephen Moon now enter the game. Moon getting another carry as they push their way forward. The pile continues to rumble inside the 5, and it looks like the Hornets won this one.
Yeah, it looks like everybody tried to get behind Moon and force him into the end zone. And I really, really hope that in the near future that type of play, Tim, gets stopped. That is how somebody can very easily get hurt in that type of situation. So I would love to see, once forward progress is stopped, blow the whistle, stop the play. That way you can save a guy's knees or ankles or anything from them getting hurt. Ball was pushed forward, Tim, about another 1.5 yards, sits on about the 2-yard line, second and goal.
They stay in this formation. Moon with another carry, gets some initial contact as they continue to push. The ball is out, the pile is on, and they signal a Viking touchdown.
That's a 2-yard touchdown run into the end zone. Second rushing touchdown tonight for the big linebacker, Moon, for the Vikings. And you can hear this Viking crowd come to life.
The Vikings able to extend their lead now, tying the ball game at 14 apiece with the point after coming up from Duke. Another big-time play, the package that they've been running to get the 2-point conversion, and now their second touchdown of the night. Low snap, a quick kick gets the Vikings the lead now, 15-14. It's a rivalry matchup for a reason as we take a look right here on the scoring play. Moon got the initial carry, but if you see right here, the ball is about to pop out and into the end zone. Ford is right there, and the lineman able to just fall on top of it. Don't try to pick it up, just fall on it, and there were 3 of them right there.
Well, he was able to extend the football out over the line, Tim, and as soon as that ball hits the ground, it is over. The play is over, so this touchdown is scored. But we want everyone to please stick around because coming up at half is the Green and Phillips Mobile County Public School Trivia and Kick Challenge. You know that has me in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's competing there with the most anticipated.
If you say so.
The most anticipated part of any broadcast. But the Trivia and Kick Challenge? Or the Al Wheaton hitting the numbers?
I know what I'm looking forward to. I'm definitely looking forward to Al Wheaton hitting the numbers. He always does a great job. But stick around. Halftime. This segment is coming up. The Green and Phillips Mobile County Public Schools Trivia and Kick Challenge.
Well, a little bit of trickery right there as the Vikings were looking to go with an onside kick, but it has to travel 10 yards.
Right.
And a flag comes out around the 40-yard line, and Baker is about to have some great field position.
Oh, man, that is not good. After your offense just did an awesome job on a drive, a methodical drive downfield to get the ball into the end zone, we're going to have illegal, it's actually offsides on the kick, Tim, and not illegal touching, which is actually better. So they're going to push the football back 5 yards. Instead of kicking from the 40, they'll now kick from the 35, and you now get an opportunity to flip field position because if that onside kick had failed and they would have took it where it was touchdown, they would have had the ball right around midfield.
Duke teamed this one up right around the 35 after the adjustment on the initial kick, and he will kick this one away right up the middle to Drayton Law. A squib kick as the senior receiver brings it up to around midfield, wrestling his way forward. Whoa, and a little bit of a late hit there. I'm telling you, the officials are letting them play as we head down to the field now with Al Whedon.
Hey guys, we talked about the connections between the community of Sims and Baker with the Battle of West Mobile. They've been playing since 1951, and you know what? I was doing some research for the game. Between the years of 1967 and 1979, Baker and MGM did not play. I got in contact with the athletic director over at Baker High School, Mr. Paul Agnew. He said they didn't play because they were in 2 different classifications. At that time, MGM was a larger school. Well, guess what? Things have changed now. Baker, the top enrolled school in the state of Alabama, and MGM not too far behind. They're in the top 5 as well. Guys, they're not in 7A just for any particular reasons. These are huge high schools, over 2,000 kids at each one.
You're right about that, Alan. You can just tell from looking at the stands. I mean, you've got people standing all over here in the stadium, a jam-packed house on both sides. Second down now for Baker as Bracey, another quarterback keeper, and right around that first down marker. It looked like he was going to dive forward, but he was able. The Vikings came up to push him back. It's going to be right there. No, they are going to give it to him. That will be a fresh set of downs with the clock stopping. 3 minutes, 33 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. As we take a look at an updated score now, Theodore with a 21-10 lead over Foley in the second quarter.
Now, Tim, when Al talked about school sizes, one of the things that always is a telltale sign of the size of a student body is the size of their band. Now, if we get an opportunity, as we look at, I believe Darius Bracey just skipping down the sideline, Tim, just effortlessly waiting for somebody to come up and stop him. He's able to get the ball all the way down deep into the red zone on that play, Tim.
It looked like he was just moving so fast. Everyone else was in slow motion.
Exactly.
Or there wasn't really much of a sense of urgency as Drayton Law had a huge block on the play that sprung Bracey right up the left side of the field. He had the first down easily, and then he just tacked on even more, and they're inside the red zone.
Yeah, ball currently sits right now, I believe, right around about the 11-yard line of the Vikings.
Fresh set of downs now. As they hand off to McMillan, he trips right around the line, but forward for about a 2-yard gain inside the 10 as we are inside 3 minutes remaining in the half, and the Hornets are knocking on the door.
You can always count on that turf gnome to make at least one phantom tackle every single night. That time the turf gnome stuck his head up, tripped Trey McMillan as he was trying to go around the right side, able to get the ball just inside the 10-yard line, second down.
2nd and 8 as Bracey goes up the right side on the quarterback keeper. Stiff arms the defender and stretches out for a touchdown.
Wow, that was a beautiful run, Tim.
Darius Bracey, a 10-yard quarterback keeper, gets the Hornets back on the board and back on top with 2 minutes and 20 seconds here in the second quarter. As we take a look right here, selling the fake, and it's a foot race with Moon chasing him, and he's able to stiff arm the cornerback on the play and into the end zone.
Yeah, that was Jordan Johnson that he was able to stiff arm going into the end zone, and it's the most underused weapon from the running back position, Tim, the stiff arm. Beautiful job by Bracey.
The Hornets extend their lead 21-15. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
The more parents are involved in school, the more likely it is a child will succeed. Children with involved parents and attend school regularly make better grades and have better social skills. Every involved parent makes a difference.
Get involved. Ask about your child's day. Explain how your education matters. Parent involvement, it matters.
You can find more information on parent involvement at mcpss.com.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you tonight's explosive rivalry matchup and the Battle of West Mobile between the Baker Hornets and the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings, as the Hornets capitalize on their third rushing touchdown of the night, getting them a 21-15 lead now. A little bit of a scuffle at the end of that Mary G. Montgomery kick return, and the Vikings are going to start this one off deep in their own territory.
Yeah, nice job by the officials, Tim, to make sure everybody goes back where they're supposed to go. Listen, we're way up here at the press box. I promise you, there's a lot of jawing going on right now between these two teams. They know what is at stake right now. As we take a quick look here, Antonio Petit was able to field the punt, but right here, just go upfield. Don't continue to track back and lose yardage.
There was a lot of scuffle right there. Williams made the initial contact, ball on the ground, and O'Shea just has to fall on it. But if you took a look at that replay, initial contact was made by Williams. They were able to just pick it back up. That could have been an extremely dangerous play right there, but a little bit of contact. You saw the shoving at the end of that play. As we take a look right here, another mishap, and O'Shea
that was close.
Just has to fall on it.
Boy, that was close.
That was a danger zone right there.
Yeah, that was close. That lost about 4 yards on that mishap on the fumble exchange. I'm not really sure if Cullen was supposed to run a play-action fake or if Williams was supposed to get a handoff, but as it goes, Mary G keeps the ball.
Second down, O'Shea just has to scramble away from trouble, and he's going to go down on the play. No gain, and it is quickly third down and 15 from the 10-yard line. 1 minute, 20 seconds and counting here in second quarter action.
Yeah, the Vikings were looking to for a screen, Tim, I believe a wide receiver screen to one of their wide receivers, Lewis Padaway, but the defense actually read it, and Cullen O'Shea just had to eat it and try to pick up whatever he could, got the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. So after the timeout, which is what we're currently in, it's going to be third down and 14 for the Vikings, Tim. 1:16 left here at ES Grider Stadium.
So we take a look at the 5A standings, gearing up for next week. The Viger Wolves capitalizing in 5A Region 1, a crucial victory over the number 2 ranked St. Paul Saints on the road 2 weeks ago to capitalize that victory, getting the Viger Wolves the number 1 seed in 5A Region 1. Jackson at number 3, and the Citronelle Wildcats, a huge season for that community as they are back in the playoffs as the number 4 seed.
You know, Citronelle, they didn't play the toughest schedule, but they won the games they needed to win to get into the playoffs. That is one excited community up there in North Mobile.
Hey, and don't let them fool you. That Citronelle Viger game, that was a close
Yes,
battle
it was.
Early on in the season. So all 4 teams could be set for a rematch. Dawson motion over onto the left side. 4 receivers set, and they're going to hand off to Williams up the middle. All the coverage was all over the place, and he's going to fall right around that first down marker near the 25. This will be an interesting spot.
Yeah, and I was about to say it all depends on the spot because it looked like from here he picked up enough, and they're going to go ahead and signal Tim. Huge play that time for the offense for the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings. But as soon as the ball is blown back into play, 1:06 remaining in the football game, in the first half, the home team, the Vikings, still have all 3 timeouts.
Baker leading 21-15 as we are less than 1 minute before halftime. Clock continues to roll here. MGM, fresh set of downs. O'Shea rolls out to his left, looking for Pedway in single coverage, and right through his hands on the play, Lawson in coverage.
Boy. Yeah, he was open, too. He did an awesome job of running a square out. Here on the near side, Cullen O'Shea delivered a strike. It just went straight through his hands. As we take a quick look here at the replay, Cullen O'Shea is looking for his wide receiver over here on the near side. That's Petaway. The whole way, ball goes right through his hands.
Second down now from the 25-yard line. Clock stops after that incompletion with 47 seconds remaining in the half. 4 receivers set. Williams, the running back in the backfield. A toss over to Doss on the play. Makes the connection, but tackled immediately on the play. The clock continues to roll. Third down from the 30-yard line. No timeouts being called.
I know, and that was what I was about to say. I'm not sure why in the world they're not calling a timeout. I guess they're going to just go ahead and concede the first half. I don't know, but the clock is down to 24 seconds, about 20 seconds on the play clock. Cullen O'Shea's not really sure what the heck they're going to do. I guess they're going to win another play, Tim. 16, 15, 14 seconds remaining.
They're going to continue to let it roll as they're down 21-15, and it's going to be a run by Williams, and that's going to run out the clock, taking us to halftime. Whoa. Excuse me. It looks like they will call
a timeout
with 1 second remaining.
Yeah, 1.4. I'm not really I'm not really sure about the clock management there with that last minute. It was 1:06 left on the clock after Joshua Williams picked up that first down. To take a look at the crowd here, the capacity crowd here at E.S. Grider Stadium. That's just a beautiful scene, but I'm not really sure what was going on with clock management. 1:06 remaining, all 3 timeouts. You have some time to take a couple of shots downfield, Tim, and use your timeouts to maybe get yourself in position to try a really long field goal try. But as it is, 1.4 remaining, 3 timeouts. You're going to take it to 2 timeouts. You're going to take it to the locker room, Tim, and if things stand the way they stand, the halftime score is going to be 21-15 as we get another timeout now being taken by the Vikings.
Taking a look at some of the 6A standings, gearing up for the first round of the playoffs. The Blunt Leopards atop of 6A Region 1, number 1 spot, followed by Spanish Fort picking up a victory over LaFleur last night. Kenny King getting the Daphne Trojan program rolling. The number 3 seed, Saraland Spartans, defeating the BC Rain Red Raiders last night on Thursday Night Football, locking up the number 4 seed in 6A Region 1. Those are 4 tough teams right there.
Well, speaking of 4, 2 more speakers have been added to the sound system here at E.S. Grider Stadium. So instead of there being 2 speakers on top of the press box, now there are 4 speakers. So you at home get to enjoy all the music that we get to enjoy.
Interestingly enough, the MGM Vikings take a knee after calling a timeout with 1 second remaining before the half.
Curious into the first half.
Maybe our own Al Whedon could find out what the strategy was behind that one.
Because I don't know what it was. You have 1:06 remaining in the second quarter, and you don't use all your time. I'll tell you what, let's go down to the field right now real quick and talk and hear from Al Whedon.
Hey guys, we're here with Coach Brian Seymour of MGM. Coach, you're down 6 points right now. Went for 2 points early in the game, got that penalty from Baker and took advantage of it.
Yeah, they dropped that line up outside, so we figured to go with a heavy package and try to knock that 2 in. So that's big right now. We're down by 6. I don't think we played particularly well on defense. You know, Bracey Kid McMillan's really hurts running the football. We got to do a better job against the run, tackling, like I said, assignment football, and like I said, but hey, we're in a ball game. It's a tough ball game. Like I said, both teams are playing hard. You know, we had a costly turnover right there. We can't turn the football over, and we got to find a way to force some turnovers. So, like I said, but we'll go inside and make some adjustments, come back outside, and, you know, it ought to be exciting second half.
We noticed about a minute left in the half there. You guys really didn't take advantage. Was there some miscommunication? I know you're the king of the trick plays. Did you not get one in time?
No, I thought we had a chance to get one right there. We messed up on the draw. We mishandled it twice. So, like I said, but that's a little bit of nerves. Like I said, I think we'll go inside, get settled down, and come outside for an exciting second half.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys. We're going to take it back up to you. Right now, MGM down 6 points. Baker on top, 21-15.
You're right about that, Al. A huge battle in the first half as Baker leads 21-15. You're watching the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
The Environmental Studies Center is a natural sciences education facility designed to provide unique learning experiences. In addition, wildlife rehabilitation plays a vital role each day at the center. Featuring more than 500 acres of rich woodlands, the center affords teachers, students, and the general public an opportunity to experience firsthand the natural environment. Environmental Studies Center. It starts with us in the Mobile County Public Schools.
to the Mobile County Public School High School football game of the week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Wheaton bringing you tonight's blockbuster showdown between the Baker Hornets and the MGM Vikings. I tell you, it has been a showdown between the Hornets and the Vikings. 21-15, Baker on top. 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 from Trey McMillan, 1 from Darius Bracey. We talked about how important the senior quarterback was going to be for the Hornet attack, and he's been showing it early and often in the first half.
36 first half points. You probably think that would be the amount of points that we scored at the end of the game, but that's what we got in the first half. Exciting football, Tim. We've had an interception return that set up a Baker touchdown, and we also had, I believe, we had a fake punt by the Baker Hornets. So right now, Baker's pulling out all the stops to try and win this football game and keep Mary G. Montgomery out of the playoffs. So it's going to be up to the Vikings, Tim, to come out here in the second half, execute, control their own destiny, which again to me is an oxymoron. You can't control it, it's destiny. But need to come out here, play football, and get themselves back into the win column, Tim, and assure themselves a spot in the playoffs.
Well, the MGM Vikings have to put together a big second half if they want to lock up that final playoff spot in 7A Region 1. They haven't done so since 2002. History could be made in the second half, and we're just an hour away.
Yeah, that's a 14-year drought. What were you doing 14 years ago? I don't know. I don't remember.
It was the best of times.
I was working.
I was in high school.
I was working. That's the only thing I could think of, man.
Well, things started off with Trey McMillan getting on the board, but then the Vikings were able to answer back a 35-yard passing touchdown from O'Shea to Doss, followed up by a 2-point conversion. Stephen Moon, the linebacker for the Vikings, has been utilized as a running back twice tonight, one on a 2-point conversion, and then following up with a touchdown. McMillan would follow up with his second touchdown of the night. Darius Bracey, the senior quarterback for the Hornets, followed up a quarterback keeper to capitalize on the 3rd rushing touchdown for Baker. As we head down to the field now with Al Wheaton standing by with the principal from Baker High School, Mr. Clem Richardson.
Hey, thanks, guys. We know rivalries are a big thing here in the South, and just in Mobile County alone, you've got the battle for the Cannon, the battle of PA, the Mayor's Cup, the battle of O'Shea Road, but we're here for the battle of West Mobile, and I have Principal Clem Richardson, and you have one of the interesting tidbits. You've not only played in the game, coached in the game, you're the principal at Baker, so you have firsthand knowledge about this rivalry, Mr. Richardson.
Right. I graduated from Baker High School, coached and taught here, and is blessed to come back as principal. And it really was a natural rivalry because back in the 70s and the 60s, this was a country. And there were 2 country schools that were natural rivalries that played each other. And it just became a natural. But one of the things that really intensified the rivalry was actually baseball. Okay. 2 baseball legends, Leon Druckenmiller, who the field is named here, and Larry Andrews at Baker High School. They battled, and that really intensified it. The other programs were up and down, and we were always rivals, but that baseball competition was fierce. And Mr. Romano, before he retired, we got together and decided we needed to have some type of a signature because we did have history, and we came up with the Battle of West Mobile. We've got a beautiful trophy that's awarded after the game, and that trophy means a lot to the kids.
And talk about it as a player and then as a coach, what that means to the community and the kids out here.
Well, community is what it's all about. For you to have a great school and a great program, you've got to have community support. And it's always been that way here in West Mobile. Yes. Our football programs were down for a while, and basketball was up and down. Baseball was usually solid in softball, but it didn't matter whether it was winning baseball or the up and down years. Baker has always been supported, and we've been successful. Coach French got things turned around here, and in football now, people don't schedule us from homecoming anymore. I was coached through those days, and the support has just been tremendous throughout the community of Baker High School.
And let's talk about the growth of both of these schools. I mentioned earlier the fact that they didn't play for a while because of size and classification, but now we're looking at 2 of the largest schools in the state of Alabama with students, academics, and that also increases athletics as well.
Right, it does, and the growth of Baker, we're at 2,800 and Mary Montgomery's at 2,100. This is where the growth is. It's not just westward, but it's a northwestern growth. Okay. So our school system is looking and talking that something's got to be done in this area, and logical that sometime in the near future maybe there's going to be a high school between Mary Montgomery and Baker to relieve the overcrowding there. Theodore and Bryant, they're about level. They're leveled out, but this community and the Baker community is still continuing to grow.
We're talking with Principal Clem Richardson of Baker High School right now, his Hornet Band on the field. Before we get out of here, Mrs. Richardson, talk about your school, Baker. What academies and what things they offer for the community and for the students?
Well, we're blessed to be a capstone school, one of 4 schools in the state of Alabama that can offer a capstone diploma. Capstone diploma is similar to the IB diploma, and that's a great program, and that's the top level of all of our academies. We have 6 academies at Baker, and we've always taken the approach through our growth that we want to expand all of our programs so that everyone at Baker can find something for them. And with the growth, we can do that. We expanded all of our programs. And if you look at our band, we have 275 band members.
Yeah.
A large band, our fine arts department. In fact, the band director come to me and talked to me and said, we made the playoffs, that's great, but it's going to probably take us about $10,000 to transport the band.
Oh, my goodness.
So, but we have community support, and the community will step up and everyone will fund that. But we're just blessed to have great students at Baker High School and great teachers, and that's a recipe for success right there.
Well, absolutely. Well, we wish you much success in the playoffs, and hopefully the community can step up and help that band out.
Right, I agree. Thank you for having us on, and we appreciate all y'all do for our kids at Mobile County Public School System.
Well, thank you, Mr. Richardson. Mr. Clem Richardson, principal at Baker. He's played, he's coached, and now he's the principal at Baker High School. Stick with us. We got more halftime action here on the MCPSS Game of the Week. Baker up right now, 21-15 over MGM.
The class of 2015 earned over $97 million in scholarships, and the class of 2016 is already on its way.
Jackson State University.
Alabama.
Troy University.
Because 1 out of every 3 MCPSS students goes on to college with at least 1 scholarship in hand.
Go Blazers.
Southern Miss to the top.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Badgers. Go Jags.
Graduating students who are college and career ready.
Children thirst for knowledge, and the big station 93BLX saw an opportunity to fulfill this by partnering with the Mobile County Public School System. Together, they established the 93BLX Rolling Reading Program. On Thursdays, DJs from the station stop by a selected elementary school to read and interact with the kids. This allows the DJs to help kids foster a love for reading and get them excited about all the new things they will learn and discover by reading a book. Reading is fun, and it starts with us.
Welcome back to halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you coverage of the Battle of West Mobile. The Baker Hornets currently lead 21-15 at halftime, but I tell you, not all victories happen on the field. Much of the achievements happen off the field and especially in the classroom, as we feature from MGM this week's Gulf Coast Federal Credit Union Scholar Student Athlete.
Colin, surprise, you've been selected Scholar Student Athlete of the Week. Congratulations, Colin Leosis.
It is an honor. I've worked hard, all along my high school career to benefit the school and make myself a better person and take away everything I can from this school and try to give back as much as I can also.
Colin's one of the smartest kids that I think that's come through our program. He's very, we call him the rocket scientist. Because he's just, everything he does, he gives 100%. In the classroom, he's always got things going on. I think he meets with Miss Peak on an advisory committee. It's always everything academically going on for him that makes him excel.
Colin is very conscientious. He gets along with all of his classmates. He always does his work, works with other students very well. Math is a strength of his, and he has excelled in it and just done very well.
You have to stay on schedule and time management. That's a key. Don't waste your time and never take it for granted.
he's such a mature individual to be 17, 18 years old that he knows what's laid out and what his future holds. I always tell him all the time he'll probably be my boss one day if I wasn't in the school system, because that's how big his aspirations are as a human being and as a young man. Athletics are just a part, just to keep him involved and this and that and keep his work ethic going.
My advice would be anyone can be negative, anyone can be, the downer of the group, but it's really hard for someone to be positive and let their true character show. It's really hard, and I endorse people to stay involved, because you're only going to get to be in high school one time, and it's fun, and as long as you take part of it and give back.
Our whole model is about service to our members, service to the people that we serve, service to the areas that we serve. And part of that mission is engaging our members in this idea about service. So it's important to us to sponsor the Scholar Athlete of the Week, because too much emphasis has been placed recently on what kids aren't doing and how they're not performing. And we like to recognize the fact that they do very well in school as well as on the field, and they're role models for the rest of the kids in the community. So we feel really good about supporting that effort. We like to think that a student that puts himself out there both physically, academically, as part of a team is a step ahead of the rest of the group in what they're trying to accomplish and achieve. And we like recognizing that extra effort that the kids are putting forth.
Welcome back to halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Baker Hornets leading 21-15 in the Battle of West Mobile over the Mary J. Montgomery Vikings. Tim Finnegan now joined by a very special guest, the Director of Communications for Mobile County Public Schools, Ms. Renee Phillips. How are you doing today?
Hi, great. How are you, Tim?
Oh, it is an explosive first half. I'll tell you, both of these teams just going back and forth. It's a rivalry game for a reason, huh?
It is, a beautiful night for football.
I'll tell you what's beautiful is the sight, looking at this crowd and seeing so much support from both schools. Two of the biggest schools we've inherited all halftime, but just the growth of the schools. Talk about the growth of the awareness for Mobile County Public Schools in general, though.
Well, in the Office of Communication, one thing that we get to do is get the stories out that are happening in Mobile County Public Schools, and there are so many great stories, and we do that through our TV station, through social media. But for example, the fact that we have 12 signature academies that are preparing our kids to be college and career ready, the 13 blue ribbons, lots of great things happening. And actually, we just had some people from Dothan and Eufaula, some educators, come to learn about what we're doing in Mobile County, so it's working.
Well, we've seen a lot of expansion, and signature academies have been so big. There's a major event coming up next week, I believe.
Right, on Tuesday night, it's called our Signature Academy Showcase, and it's an opportunity for 7th and 8th graders to learn about the signature academies that we have. So if they're interested in aviation, for example, they want to learn about BC Rain. The school's playing here tonight. MGM now has a STEM Academy, which is science, technology, engineering, math. Baker has advanced studies, so there's just healthcare, any type of field that the students would want to go into, we have a high school for it.
It's really starting to get that college almost feel with schools recruiting students declaring majors and pathways.
It is, and it's exciting because what we say is it gives the students opportunities for hands-on learning, and they'll learn if they want to go in that field or even if they don't want to go in that field, but it keeps them interested and keeps them coming to school.
Well, one field that we're definitely excited about is broadcasting. We've seen a number of students all up here at the booth with us, down on the field, cameras, doing some broadcasts. Talk to about the expansion of those types of programs in the system.
Okay, well that's right. A lot of the schools do video production, and they're doing their announcements in the morning and that sort of thing. So that's one place that we're doing it. Viger has a program for that. And LaFleur, we just opened a brand new studio at LaFleur, and we had an open house last week, and it's just beautiful with some sets donated from some local TV stations, and we do some programs for MCPSS TV out of LaFleur.
Technology has always been big in the classroom, and there might be even a competition coming up with some technology.
That's right. We always like our schools to compete. They do best when they compete. And I do want to say one thing before we go. I want to say congratulations to the MCPSS TV team, to Seymour TV. I think it's been an excellent football season. This is our 19th game to broadcast, and a lot of work goes into it. Quentin Howard and Wade Ford and everybody in the truck right now, they spend all day setting up, and you guys do a fantastic job up here, and it's just a great way to showcase our schools. So it's been a great football season.
Well, we are extremely excited. The third third season on TV with the program, and we're excited about the expansion of the student programs coming. It's a bright future at Mobile County Public Schools.
It sure is. As we say, it starts with us.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. A huge second half upcoming here in the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week between the Baker Hornets and the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings. We're going to be keeping you updated with all the action from around the Mobile area. Key games between here with the Hornets and Vikings, along with Theodore and Foley. Who's going to get that final 7A Region 1 playoff spot? Much to come in second half action as we head down to the field with the Viking band.
The Mobile County Public Schools Signature Academies program offers a variety of specialized curriculum for highly interested and motivated students. These academies provide students with choices ranging from aviation to healthcare, advanced information technology to international studies, from engineering to coastal studies. These high-quality hands-on programs prepare students for careers readily available in Mobile County. Signature Academies program. It starts with us.
Back to halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McKay, and Al Whedon bringing you tonight's blockbuster rivalry matchup between the Baker Hornets and the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings in the battle for West Mobile. 21-15 is our halftime score, and there's much more coming this way here in the second half, and it's got to happen from MGM, Howard.
Well, right now, Baker owns West Mobile. If there's a battle for West Mobile right now, it's on its way to being owned by the Baker Hornets. Really entertaining first half. Again, 36 total points scored in the first half. I don't see the second half, Tim, letting up. It's going to be high octane. If you like high-scoring football, stay right here.
Well, it's been a back-and-forth battle so far. A lot of running, a lot of passing, and a lot of kicking.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of trivia to that kicking, and we're going to go right into the Green and Phillips Mobile County Public School System Trivia and Kick Challenge. Watch this. We are here with William Thornton. He's a junior at nearby Williamson High School, just a rock throw from where we're standing right now. William, you look like you're ready to play today. Do you play football?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how many years have you been playing football?
This is my first year.
First year football student, so he knows what to do with that thing once we put it on the tee, all right? But what we're gonna do first, William, we're gonna get into this trivia. You get these right, you'll be taking home a Kindle Fire, but first, you gotta make that kick. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who was the first man to step onto the moon? And here are your answers. A, Neil Armstrong. B, E.F. Hutton. C, Richard Petty. Or D, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
A, Neil Armstrong.
A, Neil Armstrong was the first man to set foot on the moon. So, William, we move you just a little bit closer to your destiny, which is right there at the 10-yard line. All right? Nice smile, man. All right, you ready?
Yes,
Next
sir.
question. Who was not a president of the United States? Was it A, Franklin D. Roosevelt, B, John F. Kennedy, C, Robert E. Lee, or D, Harry S. Truman? Now, one of these guys was not a president.
Robert E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee. Robert E. Lee was never president. Never even ran on a ticket. All right? William, nice job. So now we move from the 10-yard line to the 5-yard line. One more question left. You get this one right, you kick it from the goal line, you make it, you take it home a Kindle Fire. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the name of the process used by plants to convert sunlight to food? Is it A, photoacoustics, B, photosynthesis, C, photometrics, or D, photoreceptor?
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis is correct. So, William Thornton, we're going to place the tee down on the goal line for a short 10-yard field goal. You make this, you go home with a Kindle Fire by Amazon, courtesy of Green and Phillips. All right, William Thornton, this kick is for the money. Kick on your call. He lines up, the kick is up, and it is good. It is more than good. William Thornton, Congratulations, William Thornton is taking home a Kindle Fire by Amazon, courtesy of Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers. Great job, William, and good luck for this season with the Williamson Lions. Thanks, buddy.
Green and Phillips is proud to be a part of today's event and a sponsor of education.
Welcome back to the halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. The Baker Hornets leading 21-15. I tell you what, that's got to be America's favorite segment. William from Williamson, he seemed pretty happy about kicking that.
Well, I was glad he made it. That is a tough thing to do, is make that kick. I tried it. I bombed. But it was I had an awesome time with those kids, just for them to come out to, first of all, have the knowledge level that they have. But with them being a part of the Mobile County Public School System, I'm really not surprised. They were excellent with the trivia. The kick, though, does need a little work in the offseason. But other than that, they were fantastic. Thank you so much to Green and Phillips for their sponsorship of that segment. It was a lot of fun.
The Howard McCain Kicking Camp coming to a town near you. Coming up next, second half action of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week.
It's no surprise that the University of South Alabama's College of Education can prepare you for an exciting career in public education. But it may surprise you that this same College of Education can prepare you for an exciting career in a broad variety of fields, like these. Contact us today and let us show you the world of career opportunities that are yours through USA's College of Education.
Welcome into second half coverage of the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Al Whedon bringing you tonight's blockbuster rivalry matchup here in the Battle of West Mobile between the Baker Hornets and the MGM Vikings. And the Hornets, Howard, they got off to a quick lead, 21-15 in the first half. 3 rushing touchdowns. The Vikings were able to get very methodical. They started things off a 35-yard passing touchdown from Golden O'Shea to Orlando Doss. Stephen Moon, the linebacker for the Vikings, has been utilized as a running back throughout the night. Interesting packages for Brian Seymour as we take a look at some of the stats of the first half. And the thing that jumps out to you the most is the rushing attack of the Baker Hornets, almost doubling of the Vikings, but the same amount of attempts.
The total yards are heavily in favor right now of the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings, which proves to you they can move the football. They just have to clean up some things once they get down around the goal line, Tim. Right now, only 1 turnover between each team, 7 penalties for 56 yards for Baker. You know they want to clean that up. You clean that up, then you possibly keep that score that's currently sitting at 15 for Mary G. Montgomery probably cut in half. So I'm pretty sure their coach emphasized that to them in the second half. Listen, guys, control the penalties, and we will control the second half.
Well, it's been the rushing attack of the Hornets, but the passing attack of the Vikings going back and forth. It's only a 6-point game, and there's still a lot to play here in the second half. The MGM Vikings chasing history, trying to make the playoffs for the first time since 2002, but the Baker Hornets, who are already currently the number 3 seed in 7A Region 1, is looking to do something about it.
Tim, we're about to get ready to kick off for the second half. Again, really good. I'm telling you, a lot of action still left to be played, Tim. We still have 24 minutes of football left in the regular season. Here we go.
And we are underway here in second half action right through the 10-yard line for the Baker Hornets as they bring it upfield. Whoa, a low shot on the play is going to give them field position, starting things off at the 36-yard line for Danny Smith's unit.
Yeah, Karee White comes in and cleans up that that kickoff return for the Baker Hornets. Now, ball sits on about the 36-yard line, Tim. Nice field position, starting field position for this first possession of the second half for Darius Bracey and the Hornet offense.
Bracey 1 touchdown to his name tonight. Trey McMillan 2. A lot of speed in that Baker buzzing backfield.
A lot of speed.
Starting things off from the 36-yard line. Bracey and McMillan in the backfield, and it's going to be McMillan that starts things off. Sheds off 1 tackle, but ripped down by Stephen Moon on the play. And that's going to be a gain of about 2 yards as Weaver and Moon combine for the stop.
Ball now sits on about the 38-yard line, Tim, as the clock has already started to tick down. 11 and a half minutes left in the first quarter. Listen, Baker is ahead right now. They don't need to run any plays, before the play clock gets under 10 seconds. Right now it sits at 11 as the offense makes its way to the line of scrimmage.
Baker looking to add to their 21-15 lead. Pump fake for Bracey. Looking long for Law on the outside, single coverage. Braston Simmons right there to stop that one. Incompletion on the play.
Nice job of coverage by Braston Simmons. Just a go route on the outside, that time being run by Law. But Braston did not bite on anything. He actually was in better position to make a play on the football. As you see, Law turn from a wide receiver into a corner to prevent the interception, Tim. 3rd down and about 8 now for the Hornets. Can the Vikings stop them?
Well, we took a look at the first half stats. The Baker Hornets didn't have to exactly throw it a lot in the first half, but they're coming out with a passing attack here in the second half as Bracey signaling for his receiver to come back to him and makes a connection on the play. Melvin Hill coming up with a huge catch, flipping the field and into Viking territory on their side of the 40.
Tim, Darius Bracey is a senior. And this is what a senior does. He does not give up on the play. The entire time he keeps his eyes downfield, directs his wide receiver to come back to him where he delivers a strike right in front of the defense, Tim. 1st down at the 40 for the Hornets, Tim, in plus territory.
3 receivers set, a delay handoff. No, it's going to be a quarterback keeper on the play, and that's going to net about 2 yards as they cross the 40. Bracey highly active to start things off here in the second half.
Boy, you sure don't want to see your starting running back or starting wide receiver get smacked like that, Tim, just shy of going into the playoffs as we have an injured player on the turf actually able to make his way back into his feet. For the Mary G. Montgomery Vikings, Tim, that is Thomas Deacle, who's being seen to the sideline by the staff. They'll get him over here to the near sideline, Tim, and work on him. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him, and he'll be right back out there in a couple of plays.
Well, he's an important piece for the Vikings, a two-way player on both the offensive and defensive line.
That is the perfect beard for that hat. That was the perfect beard to pull off a Viking hat.
We are inching closer to Halloween. Bracey comes out here on 2nd down, hands off to McMillan, has a lane up the right side of the sidelines and out of bounds near the 30-yard line.
What a good-looking tailback. Trey McMillan is, he just looks good physically. His technique is just outstanding. His speed is just, wow, it's just amazing. He's a really good-looking athlete. Really fun to watch Trey McMillan develop in this Baker Hornet offense over the years, getting set to move on to the next level.
10 minutes remaining here in third quarter action. The Hornets knocking on the red zone right now as they go with Bracey on the quarterback keeper, and he's going to get wrapped up in the backfield on the play.
Yeah, that was Eric Lamp. Nice job by Eric Lamp to stop the bleeding, Tim. If Bracey was able to bounce that out to the left side cleanly, he would have had nothing but field and opportunity in front of him. Nice job by Eric Lamp to stamp that play out.
Well, there's going to be about a 5-yard loss, taking them back to around the 32-yard line here on 2nd and 15. Bracey comes out, looks to his left, steps back, throws for Law in the end zone and tipped away at the last minute. Braston Simmons coming up with a huge play in the secondary.
I actually thought Drayton Law, again, who is a long young man, 6'3", Tim, 6'4", 198 pounds. I thought he was going to go up and be able to spot that ball at this highest point in the back of the end zone as a mom right there in that shot is enjoying the game with her daughter. I thought that Drayton Law was going to be able to go up and get that 50-50 ball, but beautiful job of defense and swatting the ball away. Braston Simmons saves a touchdown, brings up now, I believe, Tim, 3rd down and long.
3rd and 15. Bracey with the snap. Pump fakes. Rolls out. Has pressure from behind. Looking downfield as he gets hit from behind on the play. Stephen Moon coming up with a huge sack. And that's going to force a 4th down as the Hornets lose another 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, that's Moon that comes up and makes that smack on the quarterback, Darius, as we watch here. Good job by the defense to maintain coverage downfield because the quarterback Darius Bracey, never took his eyes off of what was going on downfield. As we look here, Darius Bracey is on to punt the ball away to the Vikings. But right now, Vikings have nobody back in coverage.
Interesting formation here. Bracey is the quarterback, but right now he's lined up as the punter, and he's going to
That goes straight up.
Right up in the air. And that's going to take a Viking bounce, and Bracey will recover his own punt there at the 30-yard line. Well, that's a big-time 6-yard punt on the play. Hey, you know, we talked about Darius Bracey. He's got a lot of skill set.
Punting ain't one of them.
Punt the ball, recover the ball, whatever you got to do, Coach.
Well, when it comes out, it goes straight up, Tim. It doesn't go out. It just goes straight up.
And your offense is back on the
Well, that's about 10 yards away from a touchback. I mean, right around the 30-yard line.
Well, like you said, he does so many things good, but punting just ain't one of them. It just ain't.
He can stick to running. I thought it was going to be another fake. They already had one tonight.
Oh, my gosh.
Fresh set of downs for the Vikings after that 6-yard punt. Josh Williams with another carry, breaks away from defenders and brought down from behind, but not until he picks up a gain of 17 yards on the play, getting him up to the 47-yard line.
Quintrell Price makes the stop, but I'm telling you, that is the second run I've seen out of Joshua Williams where he's one broken tackle away from going to the house. Boy, if Price hadn't have gotten him, he was into the end zone for a touchdown. Ball is up now at the 49-yard line, 1st and 10.
Vikings down 6, 21-15. 8 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. This time getting a carry on the play. The new running back coming into the game is Josh Martin. And Martin has himself another first down, back-to-back first down runs for this Viking rushing attack.
So Joshua Williams busts a big run. You come right back. Joshua Martin busts a big run. Who's the next Joshua? Do they have another Joshua in the backfield they can bring out there and pick up about 12 yards?
You got to be Josh and me. O'Shea comes out.
Nice.
This time hands off to Martin. And he's going to be brought down, a gain of 4 yards as they cross the 40, setting up a 2nd and 6. Down 6 points, 7 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. They're going to be scoreboard watching as they try to make a drive to gain the lead again. But the Theodore Bobcats, last time we left them, was on top of Foley going into halftime, somewhere in the neighborhood of 21-7. It's a back-and-forth battle here and there.
Tim, nothing wears out a defense like being able to run the ball effectively. So far here early in the second half, as Cullen O'Shea gets into the act, Tim, with a huge run on second down.
A huge run from the senior quarterback on the play, and that gets them into the Baker red zone. So we take a look right here. O'Shea sells the play fake and has a key block from Deacle, who we saw go out of the game a few minutes ago. We talked about the importance of the junior lineman, and he pitched a huge block for his senior quarterback on the play as O'Shea gets his unit into the red zone.
Tim, if you look at the shot, well, actually, they're actually moving to their spots, but prior to moving to their spot on the field, every single one of those Baker Hornet players had his hands on his hips. Tim, that's the first sign of fatigue.
And they're going to blow this one dead. Flags coming out in the secondary.
I believe it's going to be a delay of game, Tim. I see the play clock is all the way at 0. So I believe it's going to be a delay of game penalty, which is just basically just, that's just the offense.
The ball got delay game.
Tim, as big as these play clocks are, somebody has to keep their eye on the play clock to let Cullen O'Shea know it's about to tick down as we look at quick scores.
Theodore now on top of Foley, 21-10 in third quarter action, increasing the pressure on the Vikings to capture a victory at home here tonight. Fresh set of downs here, 1st and 15. 2 flags come out in the offensive backfield as Martin was scampering up the middle of the field. But it looks like this one might be coming back.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be an illegal shift on the offense. I believe they may have had 2 guys moving at the same time, Tim. So that's 2 consecutive penalties now, a delay of game, and an illegal shift on the offense that's now going to push them out of the red zone, Tim, after that Cullen O'Shea big run there on second down. 6:20 remaining in the third quarter. The Vikings, Tim, are trending in the wrong direction.
Well, is it 3 big rushing plays back to back to back for the Vikings. So we head down to the field for the call.
Field. Got a legal motion. Replay first down.
So that's going to back up the Vikings, going to set up roughly about a 1st and 20 almost. But it will remain first down. 3 receivers set out to the left. Vikings working out of the pistol formation. Williams, the running back, in the backfield with O'Shea. Goes into motion over on the left side. Empty backfield now for O'Shea. Sullivan, Petway, and Doss, the receivers on the left, as Williams shifts back into the backfield. Another handoff to the senior running back, and he slips, and there goes another turf monster.
Yeah, he saw Quintrell Price, who is a monster, coming up fast, Tim, to make the tackle. Tried to put his heels into the turf and make a play upfield. Feet just came out from underneath him, Tim, right there. Quintrell Price just sitting there waiting, to eat, and he just didn't want to get served up, Tim. The offense is going to have to get down to the 4-yard line, Tim, to pick up a first down.
Quintrell Price is a man. I'm convinced that's a man out there.
He's a grown man.
He's a grown man. Play action fake. O'Shea looking across the middle. Has Sullivan wide open and into the end zone. A huge play, but a flag is back at the 20-yard
line. Oh, wow.
line.
That would have been a 22-yard touchdown pass by Cullen O'Shea, but the flag is dropped right around the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be an illegal receiver downfield. One of the offensive linemen released from the line of scrimmage, got upfield more than a yard, Tim. That is just heartbreaking as Cullen O'Shea finds a wide open receiver.
Down the field. Replay second down.
That's Dylan Sullivan, who got behind the defense for a touchdown, but Tim is coming back.
He was wide open for a reason.
He was wide open. So instead of that being a 22-yard touchdown pass, it's now a 27. Now the ball is moved back to the 27-yard line, Tim.
Second down.
And 23.
Well, I was just going to sum up with real long, but hey, I like your style.
No
5
problem.
minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in third quarter action. Penalties have just been hindering the Vikings. O'Shea, a quarterback keeper, was looking to pitch, but he goes back inside, and he's just got to go down on this one. A minimal gain on the play, setting up third and long for the Viking offense.
Yeah, if another yard doesn't get picked up, Tim, I don't think they're in field goal range. The ball is sitting on the 24-yard line, so we're looking at about a 41-yard field goal attempt, and I don't think their kicker has the leg for that. So this is probably going to be 4-down territory right now for the Vikings. So try to pick up at least half of the yards to go, Tim, on third down. Looks like they're going to pick up 5 the easy way. Offsides, Hornets.
Well, they got some extra help right there.
Dead ball and encroachment.
And that's going to give them a little bit of help. Still going to be looking like 2-down territory as they're right around the 20-yard line. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the quarter. The Vikings are down 6, 21-15 as O'Shea goes back to work. 3 receivers out to his right. Williams, the running back, in the backfield out of the shotgun. Spreading around the defense. We've seen a good mix of run and pass on this drive. O'Shea drops back, steps up in the pocket, rolls out, pressure everywhere as he escapes out of the pocket and up the middle, gets away from one defender, spins through another, and what a run. The ball is out, and the Baker Hornets have it on the 1-yard line. Oh, wow.
Whoa, what a series of plays. Now, Tim, that is a fumble because the official threw the beanbag. When they throw the beanbag, that means that there's a clear fumble, and it looks like the Baker Hornets are going to come up with the football as Cullen O'Shea does an awesome job of eluding tacklers, takes his eyes off of what's going on downfield, and then the seat just opened. but he does not tuck the football away, Tim, when he gets tackled. Right here, put two arms around the football and hold it as tight as you can. He tries to pick up additional yardage. The ball comes out, and it gets and the Baker Hornet defense dives on it at the 1 yard line.
Harris Lawson coming up from the secondary. He was trying to wrestle it with O'Shea, and back and forth. The ball came out, and a huge recovery for Danny Smith's defense.
Oh, boy, you got to admire the fight in Cullen O'Shea to try to get that ball into the end zone. But he had already picked up enough for the first down. If he would have just gone down right there, it would have been 1st and goal.
Bracy is just going to try to sneak this one out of the end zone. Whoa, picked up and dropped on the play. A huge hit. And that's going to give him a gain of maybe a yard on the play as we tick under 4 minutes remaining in the quarter. Baker backed up right at that 1 yard line, up 21-15.
No gain on the plate. Tim, get the bug off the monitor, please. Thank you. No gain on the play from Darius Bracy. So this is going to bring up 2nd down. Tim, I think he may have lost a half yard.
A handoff to McMillan, trying to test the middle. He pushes forward, but doesn't get much on the play. Setting up now, 3rd and about 8.
And this is a big 3rd down for the Vikings, because we saw that last punt from Darius Bracy. That last punt only covered about 6 yards. As we take a look, Tim, now they're in the 4th quarter action at Theodore. They've extended their lead now 28-10.
6:04.
Mobile Christian all over Williamson at halftime, 27-14. Davidson all over Bryan, 35-0. They're just cruising before next week's playoff game.
Big down, Tim. Big down on defense.
3rd down. Bracy looking over at Law, broken up on the play. No interference call, and Braston Simmons was there to defend. He's had his number all night.
Well, most importantly, no flags on the play. So that play stands. It's going to be 4th down and long coming up here for the Hornets, Tim, and it doesn't look like it's going to be Bracy that's going to be going into the back of the end zone to punt this away, Tim.
Looks like Antonio Mauricio, the big senior kicker, 6'2", 227 back there, looking to punt this one away deep in the end zone. He's able to get a high one. Doss back at the 40 is going to watch this one and wave it off. And the Hornets are going to let it roll all the way into Baker territory around the 38-yard line. So a series of runs got the Vikings initially into the red zone. Cullen O'Shea was just scrambling all over the place, but Baker was able to force a fumble on the 1, not able to get out of the end zone. They had to punt that one away, so the Vikings are essentially back where they initially were before the Cullen O'Shea run. 2 minutes. 40 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Pressure increasing ever so much with Theodore extending their lead late in their game against Foley. MGM has to win this ball game, but right now they are down 15-21 here in 3rd quarter action. Starting off with Josh Williams trying to scamper away, and he's going to go nowhere on the play.
This is a tired Baker Hornet defense on the field right now. They were able to force a turnover, but their offense only ran 3 plays before they gave the ball back to Mary G. Montgomery. So now you have a tired offense back on the field. Continue to pound these guys with the run if you're the Vikings and see if you can make something happen. 2nd down and about 7 here for Mary G.
Sullivan in motion over to the left side. 4 receiving options for O'Shea on the play. A quick handoff to Williams. Whoa, ripped down by the jersey on the play. Coming up with a stop, Colin McCants, the junior defensive end, was hanging on for dear life.
Joshua Williams, and I've said this a couple of times, as Theodore has just extended their lead, Tim, in 4th quarter action. They're leading Foley now by a score of 35-10. Looks like the Theodore Bobcats, Tim, are going to hold on and win that football game.
So we take a look at Williams right here. McCants just gripping onto the jersey of Williams on the play. Just an excel at the defensive end position. A quarterback keeper on the fake. He's got to spin out of it, and the Hornets are all over O'Shea on 3rd down.
Tim, I don't think Cullen O'Shea picked up a yard. If he did, he may have picked up 1 yard on 3rd down, Tim. It was 3rd down and about 6. May have picked up 1 yard. It's going to be 4th down and about 5, Tim. 1 minute and 5 left in the 3rd quarter. We're going to see now